Happy holidays, everyone. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to those who do celebrate Christmas. I don't. I do Kwanzaa, which will be on the 26th for 7 days. But Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Ramadan. Um, well, of course, the Jewish holiday Hanukkah is over, and Happy New Year to everyone. No, this is a time really that if you have not reached the goals or did the things that you had wanted to do in 2015, then now is the time to make a promise to yourself and say, you have goals that you want to reach. My mother used to belong to it, and she was like in her 70s, and she belonged to a group in Detroit. Of course, she was always the president of every club she ever was in. It was called the Positive Gold Achievers. And the Positive Gold Achievers, it was like 12 of her girlfriends, they all formed this club, and they called themselves the PGAs. And they got together once a month, and they talked about the goals that they wanted to reach within those 30 days. And then they would reach them, and then the next month, when they have their club meeting at the next person's home, they'll each talk about how they reached that goal and how good it felt, and now what their next goal is. So this is the time now to really actually look back and reflect over your life and be thankful for those of us who have made it or hopefully will make it, because we still don't know the minute, the day, or the hour. But we hope to make it to see 2016 and make it even better times in our lives. The technology is so at the forefront now that there are so many things that we no longer do as far as socializing with one another except for being on the internet. So maybe it's a time you can reflect where you can go visit friends or call a friend on the telephone sometimes rather than text the friend all the time. So there's just some things with technology that has really taken us away from being sociable people, as well as just being grateful for the lives that we have. So many people in 2015 died, police officers around the United States killed so many people, unarmed, unjustified. Black Lives Matter every single day. Most of those police officers who killed those youth were not justified. Some were indicted, some went to trial, some beat the trial, and some have been convicted. But this is not something new. Because of the internet, we're now seeing what they do to people, but let's still always remember that we must take accountability as well. Being black, we've had much black on black crime. The youth, or even adults, were killing one another. And there's one thing you got to remember: consequences. And that's something that you need to always think about. If you don't get anything out of anything that I ever say to you, remember this: before you act upon something, think of the consequence. And if the consequence is not good, then just walk away from it. You walk away from it alive, you walk away from it free, and you walk away from it to see another day. So it's real important to think about consequences. Some of the people I want to think about as far as who left us was Sandra Bland, who I don't believe committed suicide. Assata Shakur had said that this has happened from the beginning of time, from when we've been arrested, where they put you in a jail cell and you're found hanging, and they say it's a suicide. We, as most black people, don't really commit suicide. So Sandra Bland, I want to remember, even though Trayvon Martin wasn't killed last year, he still was killed. I want to remember Freddie Gray. I want to remember so many that you can't even call out everyone's names. But in our hearts, we remember and we know and never ever forget. Even with Amadou Diallo, who was shot 41 times just trying to pull out his wallet to show to the police in New York. I actually met his mom at a rally in New York when Sean Bell, another one who was shot 50-something times, sitting in his car on the night before his wedding by the police, and he was unarmed as well. I met Sean Bell's mom and Amadou Diallo's mom. And it's really just a tragic thing. But we are still here to fight another day. Please make sure that you guys stay safe. The people in Mississippi and Arkansas, the weather has been bad. Tornadoes touched down and lives were lost. Our prayers go out to you as well. Now with the technology, again, they have the drones now. The drones actually, Apple has a delivery service now where you can actually, you can order something and get it within 30 minutes, delivered by a drone. But that's in just in certain states, of course. Google is doing it as well, but in USPS. So, but it's only in certain states because drones are not, you know, they have different ordinances for drones that are being flown. In New York City, for instance, you cannot use a drone. But this is just where technology is taking us, and it's almost scary, you know, with cars that will be driving themselves and drones coming to your home or looking into your house. So there are some good things about it, because I love the technology where you can use your security surveillance and things like that. But, you know, it's just some things are just so far advanced and takes away from humanity. Also, our climate control, what's going on with the climate now, where we have the greenhouse effect, where now all over the country, you know, in places like Detroit and New York, it's 70 degrees in December. In Alaska, in the North Pole, the ice is melting because it's not as cold. So the polar bears are unable to have a place to live on icebergs and sit on icebergs and be able to catch their fish. And it's really sad, you know, in all places all over the world. So this is what is happening, and for 2016, let's begin to live our life in a different way. Let's become more positive, and please become more black-minded. Try and shop with your black businesses as well, and keep a positive attitude and learn to love and respect one another. It's a shame what happened in Las Vegas. If you didn't know, this young girl who was behind the wheel of a car that just ran up on the sidewalks, and I've been to Vegas, so I can picture, I know the street, Las Vegas Boulevard, and I could just see it right now, you know, where she ran up there where the Paris Hotel is at and just mowed over people. She had a 3-year-old in the back seat of the car. It's just ridiculous what's happening with that situation. Also with our presidency, Donald Trump is ahead. You know, this is a time where actually people really want Donald Trump, and they feel like they want to go back to where we used to be. So where is it that they want to go back to where they used to be when they keep saying that? They want America how it used to be. You want it where it used to be slavery? You want it where it used to be civil wars? Where is it that you're trying to go? You want it where you took over you took all the land from the Indian? How far do you want to go backwards? What is the point of going backwards? When in this society, this is a whole new society. This is a society where a child can, well, in my day, you could never, when your mother or father tell you to do something, you don't say why. In this generation, you say why. Children question everything, and you actually have to give an explanation. The children are getting smarter, and the technology is making them more smarter. There are things that they are more exposed to. Now, all they have to do is go on the internet, and anything they want to see, from pornography to their homework to hairstyles, lipstick, whatever they want to do, clothes, fashion, everything is now on the internet, which also shows that if you have children, then whatever their interests are, then make sure that you expound on it, parents, so that that child can make a living from it. Because now you don't want work to be work. You want work to be something that's fun, where you're actually making money and having fun doing it, which will increase the person who goes to college. They'll be happy to take the type of courses they want to take because it's things that they're automatically interested in, rather than subjects they're not interested in and their GPA is not good. So encourage your children, encourage your spouses, encourage your families to always do and be the best they can be. You guys have a wonderful holiday. Thank you for coming to the Amber Shows in 2015, and I hope to see you again in 2016. Take care, everyone. Love you.